Well, I was an active addict, and I went to 2 treatment centers because I had lost my apartment and I didn't have anywhere to live, and I couldn't be on the streets. So instead of doing one time at a treatment center, I did twice until I got into Emma Norton's. And I've been there for 3 years. You know, most of the women are much younger than me. And I try to give good advice. Some of the girls and I, we took turns in cleaning the bathrooms, and then we got a new cook, and he needed some help. And so I started serving. Being of service to others has always been a heart in my heart because I've been a nursing assistant for so many years, and I have passion and giving. There is always somebody there when I need to talk to somebody. I mean, I don't just buzz off and be bothered with people because all my business ain't nobody's business. But when I really am in dire strait, there is somebody that I can talk to, and they'll help me out with whatever services that I may need. I want to get back into nursing because it's so much compassion that's needed out here. I mean, people are just throwing people away, you know, because they have a disease or whatever. But we're all human, and we're all gonna die with something, or we're all gonna catch something, and we have to have compassion. And that's where my heart has always been since in my early 20s. Well, I think Emma Norton is a good place to get your head back together. You know, I mean, you know, we go through all kind of obstacles in life, and we never know what's gonna hit us. You know, whether it be from something that we've done for ourselves or just life, because life happens. But Emma Norton is a very good place to come back and regroup.
The journey that got me to Emma's Place was I was homeless for just about 3 years, trying to get into shelters, and housing with my income was totally out of the question. I mean, it's impossible to find anything with a large family on the budget that I had. And this time, a opportunity for me to move into Emma's Place, which is a townhouse complex in Maplewood, Minnesota, that houses large families, was opened and available, and the shelter asked me if I was willing to move there, and I was beyond thrilled. I had gotten the support I needed to move on to a home by myself. I did that in 2017. I was only in my home for 6 months. I had no income, no car, no money. I had no idea what I was gonna do or where I was gonna go. My thought was I was gonna be homeless with my children. Rhonda from Emma's Place, I had kept in contact with her over these months of me moving into my home. And she had gave me a phone call, and I was just didn't know what I was gonna do. I was crying on the phone. I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I mean, with my income, I can't find housing. Where am I gonna go, me and my kids? And she said to me, well, why don't you come back here? And I'm getting the goosebumps even talking about it, because I'm like, are you serious? And she's like, well, what else are you gonna do, Tanya? It was a blessing in disguise. So I then, in 2018, moved back to Emma's Place. And I couldn't be more thankful for them. They have helped me in so many ways. I'm gonna cry. Hard it was to come out about my addiction, they made it so easy and possible for me to do. They help tremendously with the kids. They have a very, very, very awesome staff. They don't have as much stress. You wouldn't think kids had stress or worries, but trust me, I have 9 kids and they do. And when you're in a position with so much support, it makes it easier for you and the kids also to, come to you with their stress and things that they worry about and what they go through. To the donors for Emma's Place, you are very, very much appreciated. And I want to let you know, as a tenant, a longtime tenant, that they put all the donations they get from you guys to very good use. For us as parents, as tenants, for our children, for support, it's truly a blessing.
In the past year, my life has changed drastically. Since I did my speech at the Open Doors last year, I have now graduated from Emma Norton's program. I got picked out of the Section 8 lottery to receive Section 8 housing. I also applied to PeersLink to be a PeersLink support specialist because I want to help women like me who've gone through the struggle. And so many beautiful blessings have happened since last year. And I just feel like without Emma Norton growing through them, those opportunities would have never been possible. My journey with trying to find affordable housing was very strained. I spent 22 years pretty much of homelessness, bouncing back and forth, until I was able to get out of my addiction and get into treatment. And then I found sober living after that. But then I had a lot of barriers with still trying to find housing. Being a single woman, it's harder for us to find housing. And so I was in a really bad relationship in a bad spot, and I got out of that, and I was in a shelter for a while, and then on my sister's couch until Emma Norton called me. They were there with me every step of the way. If I needed to talk, if I needed to cry, if I needed to just get it out and be a part of it, they were there with me every step of the way, asking me how they could help me, how they could support me through the journey. And I was so happy that I had that support team behind me, that I knew that with this support team, I can do this. I can really do this. My self-confidence was boosted knowing that I had that, knowing that I had people that I could talk to that were there for me genuinely and that cared for me. So when I was at Emma Norton, I think I was about 6 months in. And then I was told that there was a housing manager, and I thought, what, a housing manager? Let me check it out. So I went down there and I talked to the housing manager, and we started going over things, and he asked, what do you want in life? Do you want to get an apartment? Because right now, we can get you in and try to figure it out. And I was like thrilled, and I didn't know if I was ready for it, And so I remember the day we sat down in the office and the housing manager said to me, what do you want in an apartment? I said, an apartment? He said, do you want anything special? I said, ceiling fans are cool, maybe a balcony. So the first apartment he took me to look at had everything that I asked for. I'm almost gonna cry, sorry. It had everything that I asked for and then more. And so I wasn't sure with my background if I was going to be able to get that apartment through Emma Norton, and I did. And so they called me down and they told me, they were like, you got the apartment, you get to move in. And I knew right then and there, that's, my life is about to start now. Like, I came out of the darkness and my life is about to start. My goals going forward, I really want to complete the PeersLink to Hope training, which I actually got accepted, so I'll be starting training hopefully in August. And I'd like to be a PeersLink support specialist for Emma Norton. I feel like that's where my future is, and I feel like that's what I'm supposed to be doing in life, helping women and giving back, doing those things, because I was one of those women, and I was there at one point in time, and I know what they're going through, and I just want to help them. I just would like to say to anybody who, is watching this and sees this, that without places like Emma Norton, for women like me, we wouldn't have the opportunities that we have if it wasn't for places like Emma Norton. And I'm just so grateful for Emma Norton's program and everything that it brings.